Hi, it's Vic. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm sharing with you two easy Valentine cards. So to start with, I've got some Papermilldirect cards. So I've used some light grey cardstock, and I've just trimmed this down to 4 1/4, and then I'm going to go and score it at 5 7 8 on my scoreboard. So I've got my card base, and then I'm going to do exactly the same with this light pink card, which is again Papermilldirect. So this is an A4 piece of card, so the bit that we just trimmed down to 4 1/4, I've then just turned the card round, trimmed it down on the A5 size on my trimmer, which will leave you with two pieces of card that are A6 in size. So I'm just trimming them down on my little trimmer because I'm going to use this embossing folder that's from Fun Stampers Journey, and I love the diagonal stripes, so I'm just quickly running this through my die cutting machine, and then I'm going to be doing exactly the same thing with the grey pieces of card. So here I'm just making the same card base I made earlier for the grey piece of card. So I'm going to have one grey card and then a pink card. So I'm just repeating the same process I done earlier, just trimming that down, and then I'm going to be using the same embossing folder, running that through my die cutting machine. So you should be left with two cards and then two pieces of card that are embossed. So this card is made just using dies, and then obviously my embossing folder. So I've got my Time for Tea designs. This is a small heart frame, and I'm going to be using this die here, and I've got some gold mirror card that I'm going to be using for this. So one of the things I found is that when you're die cutting the mirror card, you're best to just cut out the card you want for that die, rather than cutting a big strip and then using the same strip and putting the die on, because it does actually pick up all the texture that might be in your embossing plate. So I've gone ahead and die cut out some hearts, and I've also used some white card, and I'm just mixing up the frames here just to see what they look like, and then I'm just showing you how I adhere these together. So I've got some foam pads, and I'm just going to go ahead and turn the dies over, and then I'm going to apply the foam pads, and you'll see that it makes the dies fit together nicely. So I'm just going ahead and doing a couple more of them dies for this card. Obviously, if you just have like a simple heart die, then go ahead and use that. You don't have to use exactly the same products I'm using. So I'm going to go ahead and just finish the rest of the dies. I've just used 3 for this grey card here, and then when I go and adhere them on later, it's obviously easier because I've already got the adhesive on the back of them. So now I'm just using some foam tape, and then pieces that I've embossed, I'm just applying some foam tape on the back side of that, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the same with the grey piece, and then I'm just going to go ahead and adhere these onto my card base. So once both pieces of my embossed panels have been stuck down, I'm then going to go ahead and work on my sentiment. Now, as we're using just dies, I've got this Circle of Love Time for Tea Designs die, and I've got the love that's out of the die, and I've got some rose glitter card, which is Papermilldirect. So I'm going to go ahead and run that through my die cutting machine. And then I've got this Spellbinders Pokey tool, which is brilliant for getting like the little details out that sometimes get stuck in your word dies. So now that's done, I'm going to go ahead and use exactly the same die for my other card, and again I've got some glitter cardstock, so you can see here roughly how the card's going to come together. So I don't actually have a die that says U for love you, so I've got this Thank You die, which is Sizzix. So I've gone ahead and used exactly the same card, and I've just kept the U parts from that die, and now I've got these little spellbinder dies. So I've just gone ahead and used some white card and some light pink card, and now I'm just going ahead and adhering them hearts down onto my card. And I'm just using PVA glue for this. So I've also got an acrylic block, because that panel's been embossed, it might peel up when it's sticking down, so that just adds a little bit of pressure onto your dies to make sure that they do adhere down. And I'm just doing exactly the same thing with the Love You, and then I'm just taking off them foam pads here, So the ones we done earlier makes it much more easier to adhere everything down onto your card because the adhesive is already on the back. And again, I'm just using my PVA glue to adhere that Love You down, and then I'll also move my acrylic block to that to add that pressure just to make sure it sticks nicely. And then I'm just adding a couple of the hearts. I'm adding some foam pads too, just to give it that added dimension. And then the other hearts that don't have the foam, I will be using just PVA glue. You can obviously add any extra details you want, but I've just kept it very simple, just using dies. I know not a lot of people have lots of stamps or Valentine's stamps, but most crafters have some sort of heart die. So that finishes up the video. So I hope you found this video helpful and you'll get some extra use out of them heart dies. And thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed the video and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.